Hey there, welcome back to the Knowledge Bombs for Military Transition InfoLetter series right here on LinkedIn and Substack. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we pivot from the overview that's happened over the previous few months, and we are going to dive into the health arena over the next 3 months ahead until Labor Day. The first topic, healthcare and medicine. What do these mean to you? Throughout history, reaching back to ancient times, medicine has never been about health and wellness, but about disease, and specifically in response to eliminate it or reduce its effectiveness on the body or the spread amongst populations. Preventative medicine, checkups, and wellness visits are a very recent development in the history of medical practice. For a professional doctor, PhD, I know through a private community of entrepreneurs. There is no monetary cost to participate there, but it does cost time to participate and engage with the community, of course. Typically, in years and decades and centuries past, a trip to the doctor was necessary once someone became sick or ill, or the doctor visited the home to tend to the ailment. Health and wellness, H&W for the sake of this mini-series over the next 12 weeks. For our sake, in the months ahead, is the province of certified physical fitness coaches, including movement and mobility experts, dietitians, sleep specialists, and even the stress reduction industry, to name a few. As is obvious in the above descriptions, there is a big difference between healthcare and medicine. The first of 12 in this Health and Wellness series is 4.5 minutes long, and you're invited to listen on the go on Spreaker, as is the case for our previous episodes. The bomb. Readers of this Knowledge Bomb series will be familiar with what comes next. Just as armies and navies are designed to kill people and break societal infrastructure while rendering opposing military forces inoperable and not to build nations, so physicians, in Western medicine anyway, are trained to treat us once we're sick or injured, not to keep us well. And they are trained to diagnose illness once acquired as opposed to advise us on how to prevent it from the outset. How does that bomb hit you in the forehead? Now, let's peel this onion back one additional layer. Do you agree that the goal for publicly owned, otherwise known as shareholder-owned corporations is to maximize profits to the shareholders and nothing more? If that's agreeable, it's the truth, too. Simply read the law as it applies to publicly held stock corporations. Then is it a stretch to think that the energy we put in our bodies in the form of foods and liquids, as well as the stuff we put on our bodies, from lotions to creams to makeup and cleaning supplies we touch and breathe in too, to laundry chemicals via the clothing we wear and more, are good for us or bad for us, depending upon the source of the elements, minerals, and additional ingredients that compose those consumable products? Here's the bombs to bunker bust the lies about all we assume concerning our food supply chains and consumer product supply chains in the weekly editions ahead. Big Pharma meets Big Agriculture via the likes of government bureaucrats at the Food and Drug Administration and the Center for Disease Control to keep the population sick using cheap consumables, edible and otherwise, in order to profit stockholders of the corporate conglomerates, sucking the wealth, that is the time, out of the lives of the middle and lower class American citizens. Chew on that this week, and we'll start dive bombing the beliefs from every angle that keep most from seeing the truth of the thesis until Labor Day, or we'll pivot to focus on the jet pillar of jobs, efforts, and taxes. These comprise the series' work column discussions, if you recall. Those beliefs are fed by zombie-like middle-class Americans, especially armed forces service members, their spouses, and the army of civil servants from police, firefighters, and yes, nurses and doctors in big medicine, all conditioned to go to school, get a job, mortgage a house, pile up debt for college, save for retirement, and live a life of comfort, scrimping by until death in their old age. How's that plan working out for those you know? What kind of life is that to live after working for decades in jobs most didn't love? Unfunded priorities or a deeper story? Show me your budget and I'll show you what you value. Do you value digits in an account or what the tax appraiser says your house is worth? Do you value cheap products and services that suck the life out of you and then time right out of your life? Do you pinch pennies in hopes of a dreamy walk along the beach with your significant other in 20, 30, or 40 years? We'll explore all of this and much, much more. Be ready and willing to have your mind blown or keep on keeping on with more of the same. What's ahead is for sophisticated learners open to something new, and I'm culling the sheeple from the herd starting now. Only sleeping lions are invited to awaken and embrace their liberty with freedom, autonomy, and individual sovereignty by embracing the truth of what's happened and is happening right now. To your health and wellness, and liberty from the limited ideas entertained, from K through PhD, inside the systems, entrapping many to lives of mediocrity with scarcity mindsets, slaving for wages and jobs you hate.